Hi everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. I missed today. I know. I wanted to film so bad yesterday, and I almost didn't today. But I know I don't have to, but I want to because I want you to see how these products perform before you go and waste your hard-earned money. I said it. Okay. So the Natasha Denona palette, I'm okay with that. Like if somebody handed me that as a pay, I would be okay. The next palette we're going to do is today's palette. This is the look I created. Can we guess what I use? Probably. We are using the Charlotte Tilbury new palette. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm really taking it into consideration like a hard day's work. Would you want that as your payment? You know what I mean? Because that's kind of what it is if you think about it. You're spending your money that you worked for on this. So before, I was spending my boyfriend's money or fiance's money on things, and of course everything was worth it because it wasn't my money. I didn't work for it. Well, I mean, I kind of worked for it, but I didn't work for it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. But this palette, first off, let me say that I absolutely loved Charlotte Tilbury's Christmas palettes, the longer ones. I have 5 of them, I think, 4 or 5. I adore those. I don't know how other people felt about them, but I enjoyed them. Then last year and this year, she's come out with her 9 pans. Last year, I didn't mind it for an everyday palette, don't get me wrong, but in the world of the sea of makeup we have, like, it wasn't like all that in a bag of chips. You know what I mean? It was all that, just not in a bag of chips. You know? And this year, I will say, the packaging is beautiful. Okay, it's dirty because my grubby little fingers are all over it. But it's got the heart with the CT and then like rays coming off of it, right? Then it's got little stars and little circles, and the circles have got little gems in them, red and pink, and it's gorgeous. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it or not. You can see my fingers, I know, but I will say the packaging is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, will it get dirty? Absolutely, within 5 seconds. Okay, just your fingers alone, the oils on them will be making us a mess. The inside is beautiful. It is. It really is. And I will say it is different from last year. And possibly if you combine the two, you may have something, okay? You might have something good even. But that's not what we're doing. We're playing with just this palette. And I will say there is 4 metallic type shades, topper type shades, whatever you want to call them, and 5 mattes. Last year there was only 3, like the 3 in the middle. I'm pretty sure the rest were mattes. There were 6 mattes. So I do like that she gave us an extra shade. This is not an all-in-one palette for me, I'll say that. It doesn't have a very light shade for my skin tone. Is it a big deal? No. But, you know, when you want a palette, you want it to be an all-in-one. I don't know. Like, I like it. I do. And for me, it might be worth a day's work because of my love for makeup. But I don't know if it'd be a day's work for someone who is looking for that, you know, the best of the best. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot of money, though. I don't know. Let's go over what's on my face. So for foundation, I just hurried up and put the Light Wonder by Charlotte Tilbury. And then I'm dropping everything. I have the Charlotte Tilbury, is it the Radiant Concealer? Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer on. I set with her Airbrush Flawless Setting Powder. The palette also came with that, just so you know. What is this? Yeah, airbrush flawless finish. So that did use that. I use the Natasha Denona to set the perimeter and stuff. I use that for under the eyes and the T-zone, just so you know. For bronzer, I'm using the YSL bronzer. It's starting to wear on me, that bronzer is. For the blush and highlighter, I went with Charlotte Tilbury in the Hollywood Blush and Glow. I need to buy a new one. This highlighter is just broken to pieces and I can't get it fixed. I've tried. If I drop it, it just breaks more apart. There's not going to be nothing left of it. I need to just get a new one. And I actually do love the blush in it. So, and you know you're going to go through blush more so than you're going to go through highlighter. I did kind of go in with a heavy hand. Not my best, okay? Not my best. For my lips, I just put on the Play Society Sweet Talker. This has been like my number one thing I've been putting on my lips lately. I don't know why, because it chaps them. But it burns and it feels good. Pain. You know, no pain, no gain type of situation. Alright, let's get started on this palette because I'm glad to play with this one a while to really get my feel of it. But let's get started. So the first shade we're going to go into is, I don't even know. I can't read this paper either, you all. And I feel like I just need to point to, you know what I mean? Okay. I think it's called Cyber Rose. So it's this one right here. We're going to start with it. I will say the mattes are like a cream to powder type of matte. I do like them. The mattes are a little different. I'll give that to it. And I don't mind it. Like, I do like her mattes. And they are a little bit different compared to other brands, you know. It's not that, you know, other brands do have a cream to matte. Natasha Denona has, you know. But I will say that at least it's something, you know. Especially for the price point. And they blend and, you know, build on top of themselves lovely. Like, there's no issues as far as the palette goes, you know. I actually didn't even get any fallout. Shocker, I know. Because, you know, I just use the shadows as they are. I don't do anything special. Like, I don't regret the purchase. I don't. It's more of... And I do think it's on theme. Let me say that too. I do think it's on theme for, like, Pillow Talk. I do think that, the color story. We're going to go into the shade Virtual Romance, which is this cranberry shade. And it actually is kind of pretty. I wasn't really prepared for that, to be fair. I don't know. This is why I'm enjoying looking at this from a price point view of what I work for, you know? Because I don't know. Because I come by, I don't just take it on the product. I mean, you definitely should. You definitely should. But I take it on the whole experience, right? How it makes me feel, how the look makes me feel, how the packaging makes me feel, all of it. Not just the product. And I think because of everything else, like the packaging and the way it made me feel, and the look itself is beautiful, for me it is worth it, right? But if you take some of that stuff away, then it doesn't become worth it. You know what I mean? Even though it is easy to use, even though, you know, I would even say this is beginner friendly with a light hand. You know, these shades can and do get pretty deep and dark. Not a lot of like really light shades though. I'll say that. But I mean, it's still a gorgeous palette regardless. I just don't know if it's worth the price point. We're going back into that first shade. And I actually like the gradient effect it gives too. I mean, I don't hate it. Like, I really don't hate it. But I don't think it's going to be for everybody. But then I don't think any product is going to be for everybody. To be fair. I mean, I guess some could, though. Maybe. A neutral palette. Alright, now we're going to go into this shade. I don't have words. Pixie Pink. It has been one of those days. I have dropped everything. We're going to go into this shade right here. And I am picking it up with a pretty small brush. I don't know why I chose this brush. Couldn't tell you. But I did. I guess maybe to have better control. I don't know. But I mean, that is pretty. And the shine of it, it definitely has a shine. When the light hits it. Like, I'm not mad at it. And I do think that this palette goes very nice with that blush and highlighter palette I just showed you. I don't know if it is still available. It was supposed to be limited edition, I believe. But if it is still available, I do need to order me another one. Okay. Then I'm going to take the shade Pillow Talk Beautyverse. It's the part. Does that say Party Topper? It does. Okay. This shade right here, I'm going to pick it up on my finger. Let's pick it up on this finger, on this hand. And I'm just going to stick it right in the middle of my lid, like that. Just to give a little more oomph. Again, I think this shade would still be a little too dark for my inner corner personally. Personal preference. But maybe I could make it work if, like, I had no highlighter. You know what I mean? But when is their day? I ain't got a highlighter. I don't know. But what I am going to do is open the blush palette here. And I'm going to take the highlighter in it that I'm wearing on my cheeks. I'm going to go ahead and put it in my inner corner also. I wish I would have been able. I should have called when I got this. I just thought I could fix it and it'd be alright. I was wrong. Lesson learned. I got ball out that time. I felt that go on my cheek. That's not the eyeshadow. It's not the eyeshadow's fault. That's the highlighter. Because it's broken to pieces. I'll clean it up though. I've got to be so careful with this. I did try to fix it. I did. Add an alcohol or something to it and you're like, no. I suck. I cannot fix it. Alright. Well, maybe I didn't get as much as I thought. Or it just happened to fall on my cheek and it works. Alright, now we're going to take the shade Supernova Smolder. This shade right here. And we're going to run it under the lower lash line. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I do think it is worth it, but then I don't. You know what I mean? I think for certain people, if you love Charlotte Tilbury, if you love this color story, if you love the packaging, like, I think you're going to have, like, 2 of the 3 things in order for it to be worth it. Or what I would suggest, no matter what, is waiting for the Sephora sale and getting a discount. Or the Charlotte Tilbury website, whatever, but some sort of discount. Probably 20% off. And I think then it would be worth it and you would be really happy with the product. For the waterline, I use the Charlotte Tilbury in the, I don't know what you would call this. The matte and the like metallic side, I use the metallic side for the waterline. We're going to line the top lash line and lower lash line with Offline, which is like a charcoal color, I guess. You can see how well I know my colors. I don't know if it should have had this charcoal color in it. I mean, in a way, yeah, but in a way, I'm thinking maybe even like a brown, a bedroom eyes brown. I don't know. But then the charcoal does work. I'll give that to it. And then we're going to run it under the lower lash line. I had to go to work early this morning, and I didn't put makeup on because I wanted to get this palette up. Because I feel like this is going to be one of those palettes that's going to, you know, it's going to be split, I think. I think some people are going to absolutely adore it, and then some people are going to be like, it's great, it's good, it's nice, but not worth the price point. We're going to take that first shade that I used on the lower lash line and put it back under there. Sort of blend. Like, I don't want to lose that color. Okay. And then for mascara, I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury in Dream Pop. I do also think, oh, I've got that highlighter all over my clothes, you all. I could go to work. Lord have mercy. Shouldn't be allowed to touch stuff. I don't know where my mirror went. How do I lose a mirror? Oh, here it is. That's how I lose it. I put it in the wrong place. It's not really lost. It's just misplaced. But we're going to take the Dream Pop shade. And I do think this color kind of does go nice with the look. To be fair. I think I need a new one though. I'm hoping that this doesn't transfer. I forget. But I do think it's a pretty color for the look. If you want to go more, you know, subdued too. If you want to use black, you can. I think it's going to make it a more in your face type of look. And then we're going to put it on the lower lash line. Like, I don't want to be too dark on that lower lash line, but I do want it to be noticeable somewhat. But I do like this mascara in this particular color for my lashes. Like, I think it does make my lashes look nice. Alright. And that's the final look. I think, why no? I need to play with this more, as I do any palette. You know what I mean? But the good thing is that you get to see it for what it is. I am not a makeup artist, okay? By no means. No means. No thought process on color theory. No, nothing. Okay? Literally. I am just a girl, well, a woman, sitting in her bedroom, talking to a phone, okay? Seriously. And playing. That is what I'm doing, is playing. I have no idea if the placement's right. I have no idea if the coloring is right, okay? So, if you're in the same boat as me, you get to see, without the fancy cameras and the lighting and this and that, how it can look, okay? Based on having no experience, because I don't have any experience. And I will say, with that said, the look, I personally think, is beautiful. I mean, when the light hits it just right, it's gorgeous. I think it is just the right tones for my skin tone. And I think that if you were cooler toned even, it might even look better on you, where I'm a little bit more of a neutral warm. But if you were neutral cool, I think the tones would even be prettier and pop even more. But with that said, where my eye color is like a green hazel, I guess you would say, I don't know, I think these colors look great. But is it worth the price tag? That's the main question, you know. Is it worth it? For me, yeah, it is. It is for me. For anyone else, I really can't answer that, but if I was just to, you know, throw it out there, I would say probably not for a majority of people. But I do think that a fourth would really enjoy it. You know what I mean? I really don't think it's going to be 50-50. I think 75% of people are not going to like this palette. And part of it is because a lot of people really did like the longer ones, I feel like, compared to these ones. But I do think that if you fall within the 25% of people that do like it, you're really going to like it, and you're really going to create really pretty looks. And I do think this is a very, very pretty look, and it's very easy to create, and it lasts all day, and it looks nice on my aging eyes, and it's not emphasizing anything, but it's also not an all-in-one palette. So I don't know what to say about it, really. Other than this is why I do what I do, so you can be the judge for yourself without anything fancy. You know what I mean? You see it step by step by step by step. There's nothing cut. There's nothing. You know what I mean? If I make a mistake, you see it, and then you can see where the blame is to be laid. Let me know. Do you think it's going to be worth it? Did you get it? Are you thinking about getting it? I'm curious, because I feel like I've seen a couple people, you know, get them. I haven't seen a review. I've seen a couple people though post about it, so I know they got it, like myself. And I don't think any of them are makeup artists, although they are much better at makeup than me. But I haven't watched a review, so I will do that now. because I don't want to be like swayed one way or the other. So I can't, because I am that type of person. I can be swayed. You know what I mean? I know I can be. If I see something from somebody else's point of view, I see it wholeheartedly, and I'm like, well, is my point of view the same now? You know what I mean? So I do really try not to watch anything. But I will say it's pretty. I think that it was easy to use. I think the colors work well together. I don't feel like you're going to get that many different looks out of it. Um, yeah, I think a lot of the looks are going to be the same. Again, to be expected, considering what is it? It's called the Pillow Talk Beautyverse. Yeah, so it's right on theme, you know. But let me know your thoughts. Maybe it can help me gather mine a little better, or just completely change mine. It's hard to tell. But yeah, I hope it helped. I do, because I don't think this palette is going to be for everybody. I don't, and I don't think that will change my mind. Like that, I think is my mind's pretty set on that one. But I definitely like it, and I think that, again, because I have last year's palette, I think combining them, there's going to be some really pretty looks in that. And because I have that, I think is also another reason why I will enjoy it even more. So with that said, leave me your thoughts down in the comments. I hope it helped. If it did, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all that where you're notified when I upload. I ain't even going to say it anymore, okay? I upload. Take it as a whenever. You never know. Okay? I will say it'll always be at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That much I can guarantee. But as far as like the when, or like what day, that I'm not saying anymore, because it just isn't working out the way that I thought it would work out, or the way that I anticipated it would work out, or the way I even saw it working out. So, but this video will go up tomorrow. That I do know too. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe and stay healthy, guys. Bye.